All right, here we have the entry level 8, which is the G1, and the higher end, which is the top of the line, which is the G5. There are differences between the two, besides height. Let's start at the top. They both do share the same dust cap. All right, the carbon fiber dust cap. Except on the G5, it is black, and on the G1, it's got the red writing. Okay. The stitching is red on the G1, it's black, but that's pretty much the same. The material between on the surround is different. This is way more pliable than this here. I wish I could show y'all. If you was in, let me see. Maybe you can see it on camera. Oh, I can't turn the camera around. Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't turn the camera around while I'm recording, so you can't see it. But the material is different. This has more of a shine luster. The surround has more of a shine and luster than the G5, which is more matte. And when you touch it, you can feel a difference as well. This is more pliable than this. This you can't really tell by pushing in which one is more stiff. You can't do that. The gaskets are different. This is custom. This is obviously off the shelf. This is custom made, but it's going to do the same job. The baskets are different. This is a new basket that I haven't seen. Whereas this is that wide basket we see a lot on our different subwoofers. It does enable for a longer throw, so I will say that. Both of them have that. These are the features the same that I like. This is the entry level. This is the top of the line. They both have mirror spiders, but I would say that on the G5, I don't know, I can't really tell, but both of them have mirror spiders. They're both screwed and bolted down. I mean, screwed and glued, which is great. The tinsel leads are thicker. I don't know if y'all can see that. Okay, the tinsel leads are thicker on the G5, whereas on the G1, you just got the wire. This is like, 12, 14 gauge. Whereas here you have it's a nice, quarter of an inch tinsel leads it's still sewn into the top spider. The terminals, the gasket terminals, they're bigger on the G5 than they are on the G1. They both have the top plate on the G5 is significantly higher than it is on the G1. Remember, the G1 is 900 watts RMS. This is 600 watts RMS. The G5 is 900. The G1 is 600. So there's a 300 RMS rating difference. The motor structure is bigger on the G5, obviously. But this is interesting, and this is what gets me. This is the bit on the 2-inch coil. And they both got an open air design. The G5 has a spacer. The G1 doesn't. It's bolted straight to the top plate. The G5 has a spacer between the basket and the top plate. All right. But this what gets me. And I'm wearing the G5s. Now I'm show you there's a difference. There's a big difference. My middle fingers, they are the same. I'm not saying that for you guys. Okay, they are the same. They roughly, I've been having them all my life. They pretty much the same thickness. Easy to go in. The 2-inch coil, I can only get to this. I can get to this knuckle right here on the 2-inch, on the 2.5 inch. But on the 2-inch coil, I can stick it all the way in. I don't understand that. You would think that there'd be more venting on the bigger sub, but you do have more venting around the pole than you have here. Here you have what? 1, 2. No, it's got the same amount of holes. It's just bigger how they do it. This has a bump back plate. This has a flat back plate. But it's significantly taller. I don't know why they did the cooling like that, but I guess, hey, I don't design subwoofers. I do put them in proper enclosures to see what they can do. That's what I do, and I love the performance of the G5. But I think for those who can't pay for the G5 money, and don't go for some of the prices you see, man. You give them a deal, I think you get it far cheaper than the 400 you see for this and the 2 something you see for this. But you get that's the differences between the two. So I would just think that the vented pole piece would be larger on the G5. Then I think this would be over here and this should be over there. In my opinion, I don't know, but that's what I see. And that's the difference between the two. Of course, some of the heat will be dissipated on the G5 just due to its larger size. It'll be able to dissipate more heat because it has a little more mass to absorb the heat coming off the coil and dissipating to the air than the G5 would. So that could explain the 300 watt difference. I do know this is phenomenal. I'm going to show y'all in the test box what this does. And I'm sure you will be just as amazed as when you seen this here. This is my favorite sub. The sub I like to run right now. Remember, I tell you all the time that what is the perfect subwoofer? The subwoofer you can afford to run correctly. Alright. It's got a thing for DB Drive. Their performance, the technology they give you. DB Drive has deep pockets. Now, I'm not getting paid by them at all. Understand that. I'm not getting paid by them, but DB Drive have deep pockets. They big in other countries, South America, particularly Europe. They're very, very big. So they have an extensive catalog, and they can get access to some of the best technology that China has to offer. Whereas the rest of these manufacturers getting their technology too. I can name all of these subwoofers come from China. You're paying for a certain performance level. You got an entry-level performance level. The G2 is the mid-grade, and then you got your high-end. This is the pinnacle of the performance level that you can get out of China, where everybody else getting their stuff from. Scar, Sundown, American Bass, CT Sounds, all of them. You know, you go to Dentilli Electronics, you get the good shit. You get the good shit, baby. Anyway, y'all know I tell you the truth on my channel. I ain't getting paid by nobody. I'm in it to win it, baby. But that's what you get, y'all. Check y'all out. I just want to show y'all a video, show you the comparison between the two. Y'all be easy.